Hey everyone, it's Lynn from Holistic Health and Wellness. So today we're carrying on our journey with helping with getting some energy and getting off the sugar. So one thing I want to address today is mindset because it really is so important in what we do. So actually the dictionary defines mindset as a fixed mental attitude or disposition that predetermines a person's responses to interpretations of situations. So it's an inclination or a habit. So, what are your thoughts? What are your habits? What are the things that you go to in your mind? Um, all of that can relate back to how we can be successful in something that we do. Because really, um, everything has to do with our mind, with our mindset. You set your goals, you create milestones. Um, so, mindset and habits have so much to do with success in life, and so many times we leave out this piece of information when it comes to how we want to lose weight or how we want to get off sugar, or even when we're doing those things right and we're thinking about our energy levels. Still, what's our mindset? Is our mindset dragging us down? Because it's all part of the equation. It affects everything. So here's something to really think about. What would you attempt if you knew anything was possible? What would you attempt if you knew for sure that you would succeed? And what if the sky was the limits? So just think about that for a minute. So there are so many things that we would do differently, and we would say differently, and we would react to things differently if we had that mindset of anything is possible, anything that we do will succeed at, and the sky is the limit for us. I mean, it opens up a whole new bunch of possibilities for us. And I'm saying this because, um, you know, the truth is that so many times people will deal with us with the weight loss side, or they deal with, say, you have a problem with sugar, or you have a problem with some kind of disease like headaches, high cholesterol, hypertension, diabetes. So many times we think so much about the physical portion of it that we neglect the emotional or the thinking side of things. Because the truth is that who you are told you are and what you tell yourself you are um, sometimes has an effect on who we become. So really, the more positive we can get in the way that we talk, the better. So take a moment right now just to slow down and take a pause. Breathe in deeply for a count of 5, and then let it out for 5. And let's do this 2 more times. So that helps to get us centered, to be present, to relax. Because if our mind's all over the place, we just don't think very clearly, or we're not as focused as we should be, or our attitude isn't as good as it should be. So, when you're in the midst of a really stressful situation, that can be a great way. When you're really trying to think about your goals and what you want to do, just doing some simple breathing can really help you. So, what's a negative thought that you tend to dwell on that holds you back from doing or getting what you really want? What is it that you're telling yourself on a regular basis? What is it that's holding you back? Because truthfully, your thoughts become your reality. So, what things are you listening to that other people say, or what are you telling yourself? Maybe it's something that just should not occupy your space in your brain. So, how can you change that negative chatter in your head um, into something more positive? So, it's helpful to visualize a big red stop sign. So, think about that big red stop sign. It's telling you right now, stop. And then some of those negative thoughts that are coming in, stop them, and then think about something more positive. So think of a word or a phrase that motivates you, so that you get the desired end result. So, it's very, very important that we think about these things and these thoughts that are going on in our minds, because when we think about wanting to have an energetic life, then we have to think about the mind piece of it, because you can do the right things, you can eat the right food, you can exercise, you can do all of these things, but you can still find yourself being exhausted sometimes, because sometimes you're battling in your mind some of the things that have been presented to you, some negative things, because our positive energy from our mindset, from our thoughts, also can create that pure energy that we want. So these are little tidbits, some things that I'm going to be sharing on a webinar that I'm going to be doing, and I'm offering it twice. I'm doing it Thursday, March the 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then again on Saturday, March the 23rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. So while the webinar itself is called Pure Energy, and we're talking about natural energy and how you can have energy all day long, there are so many facets that come into play when we think of something like that. So I've been having some emotional stuff going on in my life. It's been a while since my mum passed away, but I'm still dealing with it. And I'm definitely very British, and I don't deal with it like I should do. So, I'm back round this full circle again, finding myself wanting to eat the sugar, wanting to get off a healthy lifestyle, having a hard time being motivated with exercise. It all comes back to when we don't deal with things, or the things that we're telling ourselves. I just say that to say that our mind itself plays an important role in what we want to do, in the kind of life that we want to have. And so on the webinar, we're going to address some of those things. We're going to address some things that can help you have pure energy through your eating. And I would love for you to come. I would love for you to bring some friends with you, as many as possible, because it's just so impactful when we have some truth and we realize that, hey, I've been going down a rabbit hole. My whole thought process is a negative, and what's going on with me emotionally is causing me to emotionally eat. So because of how I've not been dealing with my stuff, my first way of going to get comfort is going back to sweet things, and actually sweet things I used to eat with my mom, and it's English candy that I can find here in the grocery store, and that I really, in reality, don't want to eat, because I know when I eat it what it does to my body. Just even to go a bit further into that. So then I start getting these silly little pains, and I feel bloated, and I've got brain fog. And of course, it's an emotional downhill spiral, because when you're on a lot of sugar, what does it do to us emotionally? We tend to get a little emotional about things. We don't think as clearly. Sometimes it does cause me to be down as opposed to being up. So join me on the webinar. Let's dig into some of that stuff, and then I'll give you some solutions that can help you. I'm going to pop the link in here. So what is it that's your go-to food when you are in an emotional state, when something's happening? You might be stressed at work. Maybe there's a family situation going on. Maybe you've just had a bad day at work. Maybe somebody you know is sick. Maybe something is going on in your life that just doesn't sit right with you. There's so many things that come into play. So let me know what it is that drives you to your comfort food. I would love to know. Let's have a conversation about that between us. I'm also going to post this in my group. If you don't want to post those comments and thoughts right here, then please feel free to go into my group. I would love for you to join there. I will also put the link to that group underneath here so that you can hop on in, post under the video when it appears in there. And I really hope that you'll join me. I hope that you'll get as many people in there with us so that we can really get down to some good solutions. So again, this is Lynn from Holistic Health and Wellness. As I say, living life naturally. I don't believe in deprivation or starvation, and I don't want you to be in that place too. So anything that you do with me is not something that you have to think, well, why would I go listen to her webinar? Because in the end, I'll be having to change everything. I'll have no fun doing what I do, and that's not what I'm about. I love to be able to still eat and drink and enjoy what we could call the finer things of life, I guess. But still live that healthy lifestyle, because when we're living a healthy lifestyle, it's not about deprivation, it's not about calorie counting, it's not about starvation. So come join me Thursday, March the 21st, Saturday, March the 23rd, and bring some friends. I look forward to seeing you on my next live. This is Lynn, Holistic Health and Wellness. Have a wonderful rest of your day.